V-Day, March 2020. It crept up on him with stealth, and before he had a chance to psychologically prepare to absorb it, it hit him like a hammer. What else could have frozen the out of control, capitalist driven, consuming juggernaut he and his fellow men called modern life with such suddenness, except the prospect of this tiny thing none of them could see with the naked eye, threatening to wipe them all out? Bombs they could see, tidal waves they could see, hurricanes and earthquakes they could see. Microscopic viruses they couldn't see. None of them could, obviously, unless under a microscope, which few had. It was a fear that had to be adjusted to over a period of time, as well as program themselves to respect, something which could kill them if they had it inside them, or if they made contact with other of the species infected with the same thing, or anything an infected person had touched. Paradoxically, at the very moment when their species should instinctively be herding together for protection and warmth, they were being told to separate from each other. Jethro's life and normality, and all that he had accepted as normal, along with the 6 billion others that populated this fragile planet, began to break down on the aptly dated Friday the 13th of March 2020. He'd had a meeting organised with his French friend Jacques, the theatre director, that afternoon. In the morning, he'd emailed from his new job at the medical college in St. Jude's that all his future classes would need to be done by computer and internet from the following week. He had no idea what that meant. He'd spent 15 years of his life and his career building up his skills as a traditional teacher who thrived on the physical triangle between himself, his subject, and the recipients of this combination of his experience and his subject, the students. Students who had almost always over these years been forced into confined classroom spaces by school programmers. Suddenly, Jethro was told he must conduct his lessons by the internet instead. It was such a bizarre, unexpected and sudden demand that he dealt with it as a man about to face a firing squad might, with resignation. Would there be an afterlife once the bullets had done their job? He would soon find out. Conduct lessons by the internet. What the hell did that mean? It seemed that whoever was telling him this thing presumed it was feasible, or knew that it was, or they wouldn't have given out such a glib command. But how did that trickle down to people like him, with no experience of that style of working? By midday, he learned that the French President Emmanuel Macron was about to go live on national television with his own set of commands for everybody living in France at that time.